Hi, this video is called What's the Difference Between a Project Issue and a Risk? From the Project Management Guide. In this video, I'm going to look at why projects are risky in the first place, what we're trying to do in risk management on projects, and then I'm going to go into the definitions of the differences between an issue and a risk on projects. So why are projects risky then? So in a project, we're typically developing something new. By definition, we're putting in building a new product, or we're building a new service or a new process, or changing something. And so we've got, there's some challenges around that in the first place. We're operating under a set of constraints, typically some timescales. We've got limited resources and we've got limited finances as well. And then finally, we've got coordination of multiple activities, different people, different groups, and different people that we're working with when we change things in the project. So there's lots and lots of moving parts. So that's why projects are risky. So what we're trying to do in managing risk on projects is we're trying to manage the level of uncertainty in our projects, and they fall into two broad categories actually. So the first one is unforeseen events or conditions. So this might be something like a pandemic. So if you were sitting in 2019, then you probably would not have foreseen that there would have been a pandemic in early 2020, for example. And then we've got unplanned events or conditions, and these are for things like that might be bigger than we anticipated. That are, for example, like the cost of a product that we're buying as part of our project might be significantly greater than what we thought it would be, for example. And each of these events can impact our project, our timeline, or our costs, or scope, or quality of our project. So when we're looking at risks on our projects, we're very much looking at the future. So these are potential future events or conditions or problems that could impact the project in the future. So these things haven't happened yet, but there is some probability of them occurring, and they're going to impact the project in some way in terms of the timelines, the cost, scope, or quality, etc. So we need to plan ahead for these, and we need to take action to mitigate these before they actually happen on the project. So a project issue, by contrast, is a current event or a condition or a problem in the project that we're dealing with right now. So it's impacting the project right now. So issues are essentially risks that have happened, basically. So we need to take action immediately to mitigate the issue. And these can be major impacting issues. I mean, we're generally concerned with issues that are majorly impacting the project in some way. So here I put the project risk and issue definitions side by side. So we can see that project risks are all about managing future problems and how they could impact our project in the future, whereas issues are all about managing our current challenges and problems that we've got on the project right now. So if we take the example of the pandemic, it's actually quite useful to look at it on a time continuum. So if we were planning our project or working on our project towards the end of 2019, then we probably we might have had a risk in our risk register, which was saying about a pandemic. Could have been unlikely, depending on where you are in the world. But we would have said that it would have been a low likelihood and a relatively low impact on our project potentially. However, by the time we get into January and February, we might have seen that our risk profile would have increased, the impact and the probability would be increasing. So we would definitely be increasing it in terms of importance in our risk register. And then by contrast, by the time we move into March, April time, we've certainly got an issue that we've got to start managing on our project, and we really need to work out how we're going to manage the project, manage the issue of the pandemic on our project. Has become a serious issue that we need to manage on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so risk management is quite a big subject, and it's obviously a key skill for project managers to grasp and to use on a day-to-day basis. So I've done quite a lot of other videos covering all sorts of topics, from how to manage risk, how to write clear risk statements, and how to communicate risk to stakeholders and sponsors, etc. Okay, so thanks very much for watching this video. Please subscribe by clicking on the button below. I'd love to hear your comments, so please send me those below as well. I'd love to hear about how you're getting on about managing risk on your projects. If you want to find out more information, you can find us at theprojectmanagementguide.com, and I'll see you in the next video.